Hello, and a very warm welcome to my channel. This morning, we give you a piece of interesting news. Fights Omid? Poor Harry became a victim in Meghan's divorce plot? Today, we have seen a ridiculous, but no less hilarious battle unfold. Last night, according to the sources, Finding Freedom author Omid Scobie claimed that Prince Harry had made an exasperated call to his grandmother following an alleged tussle with Her Majesty's longtime dresser, Angela Kelly. During the alleged call, the prince is claimed to have inquired about whether Meghan would be given time to try on her diamond bandeau tiara during a trial with her hairdresser ahead of the big day. He reportedly said, "I don't know what the hell is going on, but this woman needs to make this work for my future wife." However, just hours later, a source close to the Duke of Sussex has slammed claims that the royal asked the Queen what the hell is going on during a phone call prior to his wedding day and called the allegations completely ridiculous. This source has now refuted the claims over what has come to be known as Tiara-gate and told the Telegraph, "The Queen is probably the person he respects and values most in the world." They added that the suggestion the Duke yelled at his grandmother was totally untrue and completely ridiculous. So, Harry, Meghan, and their friend Omid are starting to throw each other under the bus. Hilarious. They are all liars. And who is the news source who talks to the Telegraph? I think just Harry is now running scared as he sees everyone's reaction to their silly book, and what objects of disgust they now are. So the stories they told Scobie will change and maybe get less braggartly, and I guess Scobie will have to be ready to turn on a sixpence when the stories change. First, let's see what Meghan's spokesman, Omid, said. In an interview with True Royalty TV, broadcast last night, Omid said that Prince Harry was reportedly furious with Miss Kelly, a close confidant of the Queen, after she deliberately dragged her feet when Meghan asked for access to the tiara before the couple's nuptials in May 2018. Scobie said, Harry had to intervene. He called his grandmother and said, "I don't know what the hell is going on. This woman needs to make this work for my future wife." And of course, we can kind of see now where what Meghan wants, Meghan gets narrative comes from. However, just a few hours later, this information was disproved by a source believed to be close to Prince Harry on the Telegraph. It insists Prince Harry did not shout or swear at Queen in Tiara-gate row. Maybe Harry is no longer thriving, but panicking at how this book is being received? It's not the overwhelming tide of sympathy they were expecting, but an embarrassing tide of disgust and mockery. Maybe treating your very well-respected elderly grandmother like dirt wasn't such a good idea after all. But we must remember that what Meghan wants, Meghan gets, and this situation is entirely what Megzy wanted. Too late to change it all now, Harry. A source close to the Duke said an allegation that he used coarse language to his grandmother, saying, "What the hell," as he asked her to intervene in what has become known as Tiara-gate, was totally untrue. The Duke of Sussex did not shout at the Queen over a row about the Duchess's wedding tiara. Sources have insisted, calling the latest round of claims arising from their biography completely ridiculous. Get your popcorn, folks. I'm having extra sweet. This is where the whatever Meghan wants story came from. We are tired of all of this. The PR team trying to save the non-existent reputation is pathetic. The book finished them completely. They so thought this book would right all the wrongs and rectify all their problems, didn't they? It's glorious how much is blowing up in their faces. Clearly, it appears exactly like this in the book. So either Omid lied, Harry lied, or they both lied. What is clear from the Queen's response of "Meghan gets the tiara I give her" is that there was most definitely a fight. So much for Harry's Commonwealth speech, where he denounced privilege and colonialism, then goes on to fight over something whose very definition is one of privilege. Harry's boat is being sunk. He became a victim of this game. Do you know what I think is going on now? As Meghan Markle's master plan to take Harry to the cleaners has almost come to fruition, she has told Scooby-Doo to say as many negative things about Harry as possible. She's building a big fat dossier of things she can use against him when she flies for divorce, i.e., uncontrollable temper, flies into rages over nothing, drinks and uses drugs too much, abuses her emotionally and physically, etc. Let me deep explains to you. Meghan's mouthpiece, Scooby, goes on TV and says Harry dissed the Queen to her face. Harry's source says no, all in the same day. I'm thinking there might be a ring-a-ding-dong dandy of an argument at the Markle house tonight along the lines of, why are you having your people say I was abusive to my grandmother to the press? Might the penny finally be dropping for Harry? Any bets on her doing an Amber Heard and recording it all as leverage? Is Harry proud of the way that he has treated his grandmother, the Queen? He hasn't acted as though he respects her, the nation, or his own father, Prince Charles, and his brother William and their loved ones. Is Harry now afraid that he and his wife will lose their titles and funding because they betrayed the royal family using twisted revelations they made to Omid Scobie? Backtracking is transparent, and backstabbing is hideous, Meghan. Meanwhile, Harry has zero credibility. Besides, what's he going to do? Sue Meghan for telling the story to Scobie, or sue Scobie for repeating it? If Scobie ever ends up in court, he's going to tell everyone where he got the information for the book. You're well and truly hooped, Mr. Markle, and you seem to have forgotten. You no longer have any dignity or credibility left to defend. Straightforward, Omid Scobie is quoting Meghan's version. Meghan let Scooby the story in the hope to convince us that Harry was protective of his wife, but hugely backfired because now we know Harry is an ungrateful, demanding child who would disrespect his grandma by degrading him, her grandma's closest trusted aide. If Harry respects his grandmother more than anything, I dread to think what he thinks respect is. He has totally and utterly disrespected her in that last and changed how the nation feels about the monarchy. Plus, Meghan's the one emphasizing my future wife. As an aside, anyone remembers the reports of a few months back, before lockdown, when they were talking about what they were going to do. Harry was reputed to have said that they could not do anything to disrespect the Queen. I wonder if the reports were about this book. He wouldn't agree to anything being published criticizing the Queen, but it has no holds bar on William, with the result that my sympathies are suddenly with William and Kate. A few years back, I was critical of them. Now I wonder how they coped with such a huge-strung, high-maintenance brother. Mr. Scobie has now appeared on True Royalty TV to further publicize the book, claiming brothers Prince William and Harry did not speak for 2 months following the Sandringham Summit, that briefings from within the royal institution fueled racially insensitive stereotypes about Meghan. That's really what caused the most amount of hurt to William, because he wears 2 hats. He said he's not just a brother, he's also a future king, and he felt that the damage to the reputation of the family that had put the family business out in the public domain when it should have been discussed privately, and there was a lot of hurts there that continues to this day. He added, "It's why we saw such an awkward moment at that Commonwealth service." Meanwhile, many fans also slammed Harry and Meghan. A fan wrote, "I don't think it really matters. We all know something happened behind the scenes with Meghan Markle. She and Harry's behaviors and decisions that aren't in question prove to me that they are capable of anything underhanded, self-centered, and ridiculous." A fan replied to this comment, "Because nothing shows how much he respects her more than the tantrum-induced statement he put out earlier this year, does it? He's treated his family like dirt, in public all year, blamed all of them for his appalling behavior whilst taking their money, and our money. Too late now, Harry. We've seen the real you, and we don't like it. Another fan added, "It appears Harry sends his friends to refute statements from these authors when they look bad on him, but not for when they look bad on his family. Looks like he did not deny that he may have treated Miss Kelly in a less than professional manner, though. I find it very distasteful that they did criticize more than one royal staff member in their book. It's likely that those staff members can't publicly defend themselves either. Armed forces appear to have failed to teach him loyalty." But the last one wrote, "Tiaragate is nothing compared to the hurt Harry caused his grandmother by abandoning the family and keeping Archie far away in America. As the family matriarch, it must pain her to no end that Harry has divorced himself from the Cambridges, their children, and from Charles. Archie will have no roots or connections outside of Hollywood. That is the true heartbreak of all this, and the burden of loss falls on an innocent child." And you, do you agree with them? Please let me know in the comments section below and we'll discuss them together. Remember to like and share my video for anyone you think also loved it like you. If you want to receive more news by our team, please subscribe to the Sussex Daily News channel to get more news from the royal family and Meghan Markle. Now, have a nice day and see you in the next video.